What's up, legends? Korra is the worst avatar. Yeah, I said it, and honestly, she was the weakest avatar to ever exist. Of course, reason number one, she caused the Seven Havens. But before we even get to that, can someone explain to me why she gets tossed around like a rag doll every 5 seconds? See? Look at this. Look. Aang would never. Aang literally stood his ground against a bloodbender. And yeah, okay, he used the avatar state. But Korra had the avatar state and all 4 elements and still got bodied by her villains. Someone explain. But you know what? Korra's biggest flaw wasn't just her weak fights, it was her decision making. This girl made the worst decisions of any avatar. She just did whatever came to her head without thinking at all about the consequences. Like, why did she think it was a good idea to open the spirit portals? Girl, history exists for a reason. Humans and spirits have always been at war. Even during Wan's time, humans and spirits were literally fighting for resources. That's why humans had to live on those lion turtles.
What's the difference? We throw fire at any spirit we see around here, just like they attack any man.
See? Wan saw this nonsense and closed the portals to fix the problem. But thousands of years later, Korra decides, nah, actually, let's leave them open. And you're telling me I shouldn't be aggravated? Another reason why I think Korra is weak? She constantly needed to be protected, like, since when does the Avatar need protection? Isn't the Avatar supposed to be the one doing the protecting? I find that ironic, and also weak. That couldn't have happened with Kyoshi. No way. Kyoshi was an absolute beast. Despite being a female, she was bigger, stronger, and more intimidating than any ruler. Period. Just look at the difference. Kyoshi didn't even flinch when facing Chin the Conqueror. She stared that man down like he was some random peasant on the street. Now that is an avatar. Look at the size, the presence, the unshakable confidence. She wasn't out here getting babysat. No one was tracking her every move like some lost toddler. Meanwhile, Korra, always being monitored like a baby avatar. The second she disappears, everyone's like, oh no, she's been kidnapped. Like, girl, why is everyone constantly worried about you? Aang was literally 12 years old, traveling the world, fighting saber-toothed moose lions, running from entire armies, and still standing his ground. Korra grew up being babysat by the White Lotus and still ended up weaker than past avatars. What happened? But hey, maybe I'm just hating, but let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, but let's not go too hard on Korra for being weak, because let's be honest, she went through a lot. 4 villains, not 1, not 2, 4, and they weren't out here playing games. These dudes weren't just throwing hands for fun, they wanted her gone. Meanwhile, Aang, bro had 1 villain, Fire Lord Ozai, and let's be real, Ozai barely even knew Aang. The man was out here chilling for 99% of the series, sitting on his throne, roasting marshmallows over a volcano or whatever. Korra's villains, they studied her, like final exam levels of studying. Zahir knew that if he just ended her in the Avatar state, he would erase the Avatar line. Unalak? Dude had a PhD in spirit shenanigans. He knew exactly how to rip Rava out of her like a Beyblade. Amun? A psychic bloodbender. I still have trust issues because of that man. And Kuvira? She was a straight-up strategic dictator, a walking war crime in a mech suit. Korra was dealing with a whole new breed of supervillains. This wasn't some defeat the bad guy and save the world storyline. These people had PowerPoint presentations on how to end her.
Now a new era for spirits and humans will begin, and I will lead them all as the new Avatar.
And speaking of villains who had too much free time to plan things out, what if the Seven Havens wasn't even Korra's fault? What if some random mastermind villain started spreading fake news that Korra caused this mess? What if this whole thing is just part of being the Avatar? Avatars always make mistakes. Every single cycle, someone fumbles the bag. But hey, don't just take my word for it. If you want to see why Korra isn't actually to blame, click right here for the full deep dive.